Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing? Welcome back to the show. Tonight, I want to talk about Elon Musk and Grok 3. Let me update the cryon here. There we go. Is it a GPT killer or is it just more AI filler? They got the live stream going on right now. We're going to just dive right on in. I don't know how Grok 3 is going to go, to be fair. I really don't. But I thought we would take a look and see what's going on and react to it live because I do like AI and I want to see what Grok is going to do. So maybe Elon will impress, but my money basically says, nah, I don't know. So let's go. Well, we're just going to do it. And I'll probably pause at good shit and go back and whatever. Garrick, you're asking, what do I think Elon is trying to buy? Why do I think Elon is trying to buy OpenAI? He's not trying to buy OpenAI. He's trying to stop them from going for profit. So he's offering up 97.4 billion to raise the value of what it could be. That's a big factor with that. So here we go.
All right. Well, welcome.
Wow.
To
riveting.
The Grok 3 presentation. So the mission of XAI and
hold on. Oops.
Grok is to understand the universe. We want to understand the nature of the universe so we can figure out what's going on, where are the aliens, what's the meaning of life, how does the universe end, how did it start, all these fundamental questions. We're driven by curiosity about the nature of the universe, and that's also what causes us to be a maximally truth-seeking AI.
Okay, hold on here. So he wants to discover aliens with AI. Okay, fine. I can get behind that. The beginning of the universe. Sure. Okay, let's roll. We're going to be a truth-seeking operation. Yeah. Okay. Considering that he openly admitted that he will lie and he lied about 50 million in condoms for Gaza. Let's roll with that.
Even if that truth is sometimes at odds with what is politically correct. In order to understand the nature of the universe, you must absolutely rigorously pursue truth, or you will not understand the universe. You will be suffering from.
And what is he doing with the government?
Or error.
The exact opposite.
That is our goal.
Garrick here says Elon looks like a Looney Tunes caricature of Peter Lorre.
We're very excited to present Grok 3, which is, we think, an order of magnitude more capable than Grok 2 in a very short period of time. And that's thanks to the hard work of an incredible team. And I'm honored to work with such a great team. And of course, we'd love to have some of the smartest humans out there join our team. So
real quick though, here's the thing: Grok 2 never had any real advancement in regards of it making its way into the general, the popular conversation surrounding AI. Right? It's always OpenAI, Claude, Gemini. Those are your top 3 large language models. Grok was like, it can do realistic images of celebrities and shit, and like that's what it can do. No one outside of Twitter talks about Grok. That's why this is a very interesting thing where he's very low energy, very low T. And, no, he's not Steve Jobs. He ain't sure as fucking Steve Wozniak.
With that, let's go.
Hi, everyone. My name is Igor, lead engineering at XAI.
I'm JB Bao, leading research.
I'm Tony, working on the reasoning team.
All right, I'm Elon. I don't do anything.
That is largely true. He just buys up shit.
Yeah, so like Elon mentioned, Grok is the tool that we're working on. Grok is our AI that we're building here at XAI, and we've been working extremely hard over the last few months to improve Grok as much as we can, so we can give it to all of you, so we can give all of you access to it. We think it's going to be extremely useful to you. We think it's going to be interesting to talk to, funny, really, really funny, and we're going to explain to you how we've improved Grok over the last few months. We've made quite a jump in capabilities.
So wait.
Maybe also why do we...
Hold on, sorry. I know I'm gonna keep pausing this as we go through. Wait, is he saying like we're excited to give this to you so you guys can experience the funny? See, that's all it is. It's all memes and shit posting. Like, okay, give me something of value here. Like, what the fuck?
We call it Grok. So Grok is a word from, and it's used by a guy who was raised on Mars. And the word Grok is to sort of fully and profoundly understand something. That's what the word Grok means. Fully and profoundly understand something.
And empathy is important.
True.
Yeah. So if we charted XAI's progress in the last few months, it's only been 17 months since we started kicking off our very first model. Grok 1 was almost like a toy by this point, only 314 billion parameters. And now if we plot the progress, the time on the x-axis, the performance of favorite benchmark numbers, MMLU, on the y-axis, we're literally progressing at unprecedented speed across.
Okay, again, no one. They're trying to say here that they are more. Grok 2 is more advanced than GPT 4.0, right? But they're also not bringing up the O1 or O3 models coming out of that. They're not even bringing up, at least right now, others, right? Others. XAI others, but not like Gemini, not Claude, even though I don't. Or what about DeepSeek? You know what I mean? Like all of this now is DeepSeek came and blew the dick off of everything. Even Sam Altman at this point is basically just like, we need more, like we got to do more to compete with DeepSeek. So unless, and then again, progress at ludicrous speed. Okay, so they're doing at least a Spaceballs reference.
And then we kick off Grok 1.5 right after Grok 1, released after November 2023, and then Grok 2. So if we look at where all the performance is coming from, when you have a very correct engineering team and all the best AI talent, the only one thing we need is a big intelligence comes from big cluster. So we can reconvert the entire progress of XAI, now replacing the benchmark on the y-axis to the total amount of training flops. That is, how many GPUs we can run at any given time to train our large language models, to compress the entire internet. So after Grok 2...
all human knowledge, really.
That's right.
Yeah, internet being part of it, but it's really all human knowledge, everything.
Yeah, the whole internet fits into a USB stick at this point.
It's like all the human tokens, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Very soon into the real world.
Yeah.
So we had so much trouble, actually.
This motherfucker is trying so hard.
We kick off the model around February, and we thought we had a large amount of chips, but turned out we can barely get 8K training chips running coherently at any given time. And we had so many cooling and power issues. I think you were there in the data center.
Yeah, it was like really sort of more like 8K chips on average at 80% efficiency, more like 6,500 effective H100s training for several months. But now we're at 100K. So
yeah, that's right.
More than 100K.
That's right. So what's the next step, right? So after Grok 2, so if we want to continue to accelerate...
Yeah, John, you're right. They are definitely afraid of losing their jobs.
We have to solve all the coolings, all the power issues, and everything.
Yeah. So in April of last year, Elon decided that really the only way for XAI to succeed, for XAI to build the best AI out there, is to build our own data center. So we didn't have a lot of time, right, because we wanted to give you Grok 3 as quickly as possible. So really, we realized we have to build the data center in about 4 months. It turned out it took us 122 days to get the first 100K GPUs up and running, and that was a monumental effort to be able to do that. We believe it's the biggest fully connected H100 cluster of its kind. And we didn't just stop there. We actually decided that we need to double the size of the cluster pretty much immediately if we want to build the kind of AI that we want to build. So we then...
Yeah, where is the data center? That's my question, yeah.
Which we haven't talked about publicly yet, so this is the first time that we're talking about this, where we doubled the capacity of the data center yet again. And that one only
It's in Memphis, Tennessee, John.
So we've been able to use all of these GPUs, use all of this compute to improve Grok in the meantime. And basically today we're going to present you the results of that, the fruits that came from that.
Right.
So let's...
All right, let's see what they got. Fine,
so
show me what they got. Impress me.
All the roads leads to Grok 3. 10x more compute.
More than 10x, really.
Yeah, really.
Like maybe 15x-ish.
Yep, compared to our previous generation model. And Grok 3 finished the pre-training early January. And we start, the model is still currently training, actually. So this is a little preview of our benchmark numbers. So we evaluated Grok 3 on 3 different categories: on general mathematical reasonings, on general knowledge about STEM and science, and then also on computer science, coding. So AIME, American Invitational Math Examination, hosted once a year. And if we evaluate the model performance, we can see that the Grok 3 across the board is in a league of its own. Even its little brother, Grok 3 Mini, is reaching the frontier across all the other competitors. So you would say, well, at this point, all these benchmarks, you're just evaluating the memorization of the textbooks, memorization of the GitHub repos. How about the real-time usefulness? How about we actually use those models in our product? So what we did instead is we actually kicked off a blind test of our Grok 3 model, codenamed Chocolate. It's pretty hot.
Yeah, hot chocolate.
Oh my God.
And
Oh my
been
God.
running on this platform called Chatbot Arena for 2 weeks. I think the entire X platform at some point speculated this might be the next generation of AI coming our way. So how this Chatbot Arena works is that it strips away the entire product surface, right? It's just raw comparison of the engine of those AGIs, the language models themselves, and place the interface where the user will submit one single query, and you get to show 2 responses. You don't know which model they come from, and in the end, you make the vote. So in this blind test, Grok 3, an early version of Grok 3, already reached like 1,400. No other models has reached an ELO score, head-to-head comparison to all the
Right
other
now,
models
Gemini
at this
2.0
point.
Flash
And
Thinking
it's
is
not
currently
just
number 1 on the
one single
leaderboard.
category. It's 1,400 aggregated across all the categories in chatbot capabilities, instruction following, coding. So it's number 1 across the board in this blind test.
And it's still climbing, so we actually have to keep updating it. So it's 14.
I'm literally
1400,
looking
about
at
1400 and climbing.
the
In fact,
LM
we have a
Arena
version
right
of the model
now.
that we think is already much better than the one that we tested here.
Yeah.
We'll see, how far it gets.
It's
But
not
that's the
even
one
on
that
the-
we're, working on, or talking about today.
They're not even.
Yeah,
It's
so
not even
actually,
on there. It's not even on the board, unless I'm looking at the wrong thing.
I think you may notice improvements almost every day because we're continuously improving the model. So literally, even within 24 hours, you'll see improvements.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm not
So-
seeing it on the website.
But we believe here at XAI, getting the best.
I think they're
pre-training
launching it
model
tonight,
is
Blue
not
Jay.
enough. That's not enough to build the best AI. And the best AI need to think like a human. You need to contemplate about all the possible solutions, self-critique, verify all the solutions, backtrack, and also think from the first principle. That's a very important capability. So we believe that as we take the best pre-trained model and continue training it with reinforcement learning, it will elicit the additional reasoning capabilities that allows the model to become so much better and scale not just in the training time, but actually in the test time as well. So we already found the model is extremely useful internally for our own engineering, saving hours of time, hundreds of hours of coding time. So Igor, you are the power user of our Grok 3 reasoning model. So
Yeah.
what are some use cases?
Yeah, so like Jimmy said, we've added advanced reasoning capabilities to Grok, and we've been testing them pretty heavily over the last few weeks. I wanted to give you a little bit of a taste of what it looks like when Grok is solving hard reasoning problems. So we prepared 2 little problems for you. One comes from physics, and one is actually a game that Grok is going to write for us. When it comes to the physics problem, what we want Grok to do is to plot a viable trajectory to do a transfer from Earth to Mars, and then at a later point in time, a transfer back from
Look,
Mars.
here is
to Earth.
chatbot,
And that requires
right?
some
Gemini,
some physics
Gemini,
that Grok will have to
ChatGPT,
understand.
DeepSeek, Gemini
So we're
01, which
gonna
is
challenge
GPT,
Grok,
01,
come
ON.
up with a
I don't know
viable
what, that's
trajectory,
from Alibaba.
calculate it,
And
and then plot it for us. So we
No,
can see it.
Grok or Chocolate is not even
And,
up here.
Yeah, this is totally unscripted, by the way.
That's the entirety of the prompt, which should be clarified. Is that
Yeah.
there's nothing more than that.
Yeah, exactly. This is the Grok interface, and we've typed in this text that you can see here, generate code for an animated 3D plot of a launch from Earth, landing on Mars, and then back to Earth at the next launch window. And we've now kicked off the query, and you can see Grok is thinking. So part of Grok's advanced reasoning capabilities are these thinking traces that you can see here. You can even go inside and actually read what Grok is thinking.
So
as it's
you can
going
do
through
the same thing
problem
with
as it's trying
DeepSeek.
to
You can
solve
do
it.
the same thing with GPT.
Yeah, we shared, like,
01
we are doing
and
some
03, I think?
obscuration of the thinking so that our model doesn't get totally copied instantly. So there's more to the thinking than is displayed. Yeah.
Yeah, and because this is totally unscripted, there's actually a chance that Grok might make a little coding mistake and it might not actually work. Just in case we're going to launch two
So,
more,
okay, real quick, before I just want to quickly recap that. So this is a live unscripted demo. It could fuck up. Okay. And that's fine. AI, we get that, right? We understand that. AI can make mistakes. And then also, it's not showing you everything that it's thinking because it doesn't want to have doesn't want to be stolen. Never mind, Elon thinks all AI should be open source.
instances of this. So if something goes wrong, we'll be able to switch to those and show you something that's presentable. Right, so we're kicking off the other two as well. And like I said, we have a second problem as well. Yeah, actually one of our favorite activities here at XAI is having Grok write games for us. Not just any old game, any game that you might already be familiar with, but actually creating new games on the spot and being creative about it. So one example that we found was really, really fun is create a game that's a mixture of the two games, Tetris and Bejeweled.
So this is maybe an important thing. Like there's obviously, if you ask an AI to create a game like Tetris, there are many examples of Tetris on the internet that have, or a game like Bejeweled, whatever. It can copy it. What's interesting here is it achieved a creative solution combining the two games that actually works and is a good game.
Just give me a variation to Tappy Chicken. How about that?
Of creativity.
Yeah. Fingers crossed that we can recreate that.
But hopefully it works. Yeah.
Hopefully it
would be
works.
embarrassing if it doesn't.
Yeah,
Exactly,
Music Man,
because
this is a new
bit
AI
more
model.
challenging. We're going to use something
I don't know
special
if
here, which we call Big
Flux
Brain.
is going to have an
That's
update or
our
not.
mode in which we use more computation, which use
man.
more reasoning for Grok, just to make sure that there's a good chance here that it might actually do it. So we're also going to fire off 3 attempts here at solving this game, at creating this game that's a mixture of Tetris and Bejeweled. Yeah, let's see what Grok comes up with.
I've played the game. It's pretty good. Like it's. Like,
So
wow,
then show
okay,
us,
this is
like,
something.
show us that you have it.
So while Grok is thinking, in the background, we can now actually talk about some concrete numbers. How well is Grok doing across tons of different tasks that we've tested it on. So we'll hand it over to Tony to talk about that.
Yeah, okay, so let's see how Grok does on those interesting, challenging benchmarks. So
No,
reasoning,
the thing is,
again,
Lucid,
refers
he
to
wants
those
to have
models
open
that
source.
actually
And he's not wrong.
for
Like,
quite a long
open
time
source
before
is
it
the
tries to
future,
solve
like,
a problem.
flat out.
So
But,
in this case,
I was just making more of a
around
joke
month
about it.
ago, the Grok 3 pre-training finished. So after that, we worked very hard to put the reasoning capability into the current Grok 3 model. But again, this is very early days, so the model is still currently in training. So right now, what we're going to show to people is this beta version of the Grok 3 reasoning model. Alongside, we also are training a mini version of the reasoning model. So essentially, on this plot, you can see the Grok 3 reasoning beta and then Grok 3 mini reasoning. The Grok 3 mini reasoning is actually a model that we train for a much longer time. And you can see that sometimes it actually performs slightly better compared
So
to
real
Grok
quick,
3
H-Barts,
reasoning.
they
This also
apparently
just
are
means that
dropping
there's a
Flux
huge
and
potential
getting
for
a
Grok
new
3
model
reasoning
called
because it's trained
Aurora.
for much less time. So, all right, so let's actually look at how it does on those 3 benchmarks. So Jimmy also introduced already. So essentially, we're looking at 3 different areas: mathematics, science, and coding. And for math, we're picking this high school competition math problem. For science, we actually pick those PhD level science questions. And for coding, it's also actually pretty challenging. It's competitive coding and also some lead code, which is some code interview problems that people usually get when they interview for companies. So on those benchmarks, you can see that the Grok 3 actually performed quite well across the board compared to other competitors. Yeah, so it's pretty promising. These models are very smart.
Yeah. So Tony, what are those shaded bars?
Yeah, so okay, so I'm glad you asked this question. So for those models, because it can reason, it can think, you can also ask them to even think longer. You can spend more what we call test and compute, which means you can spend more time to reason, to think about a problem before you spit out the
You can
answer.
tell they're stalling,
So in this
trying to wait
case,
for
the
that
shaded
demo to
bar
get done.
here
Like,
means
it's
that we just ask the model to spend more time.
What do you
can
mean,
solve
corpse crank?
the same problem many times before it tries to conclude
I'm pulling this.
what is the right
I'm
solution.
pulling this
And
directly
once
from
you
Twitter.
give this compute or this kind of budget to the model, it turns out the model can even perform better. So this is essentially the shaded bar in those plots.
Right. So I think this is really exciting, right? Because now, instead of just doing one chain of thoughts with AI, why not do multiple all at once?
Yes.
So that's a very powerful technique that allows us to continue to scale the model capabilities after training. And people often ask, are we actually just overfitting to the benchmarks?
Yes.
So how about generalization?
So yes, I think.
Yeah, HBARTs.
Yeah,
I was
this is
serious.
definitely
They
a
have
question that
like
we
greatly
are asking
unrestricted
ourselves, Whether
GPT.
we are overfitting to those current benchmarks. Luckily, we have a real test. So about 5 days ago, AMI 2025 just finished. This is where high school students compete in this particular benchmark. So we got this.
It
very
might be
fresh
broke for you
new
because it's
competition,
working for me
then
and
we
no one else
asked
has
our two
complained.
models to compete on the same benchmark, at the same exam. And it turns out, very interestingly, the Grok 3 reasoning, the big one, actually does better on this particular new fresh exam. This also means that the generalization capability of the big model is stronger, much stronger compared to the smaller model. If you compare to the last year's exam, actually this is the opposite. The smaller model kind of learns the previous exams better. So yeah, so this actually shows some kind of true generalization from the model.
That's right. So 17 months ago, our Grok 0 and Grok 1 barely solved any high school problems.
That's right.
And now we have a kid that just already graduated. The Grok is ready to go to college. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, it won't be long before it's simply perfect. The human exams won't be hard. They'll be too easy.
Yeah. And internally, we actually, as the Grok continue evolves, we're going to talk about what we're excited about. But very soon, there will be no more benchmarks left.
Yeah.
Yeah, one thing that's quite fascinating, I think, is that we basically only trained Grok's reasoning abilities on math problems and competitive coding problems. Right? So very, very specialized kinds of tasks, but somehow it's able to work on all kinds of other different tasks. So including creating games, lots and lots of different things. And what seems to be happening is that basically Grok learns this ability to detect its own mistakes in its thinking, correct them, persist on a problem, try lots of different variants, pick the one that's best. So there are these generalizing abilities that Grok learns from mathematics and from coding, which it can then use to solve all kinds of other problems. So that's
If the creators of South Park
I mean,
are saying they're going to
reality
use
is
AI, then I think they're going to use it in
mathematics.
ways that are quite interesting. I'm actually excited to see what they do with it.
And one thing we're actually really excited about, that going back to our founding mission, is what if one day we have a computer just like Deep Thought that utilize our entire cluster just for that one very important problem in the test time. And all the GPU turned on, right? So I think back then we were building the GPU clusters together. You were plugging cables. And I remember that when we turned on the first initial test, you can hear all the GPUs humming in the hallway. That's almost feel like spiritual.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty cool thing that we're able to do, that we can go into the data center and tinker with the machines there. So for example, we went in and we unplugged a few of the cables and just made sure that our training setup is still running stably. So that's something that I think most AI teams out there don't usually do, but it's actually totally unlocks like a new level of reliability. And
How much you want to bet, speaking of the IRS, that they're going to try to have the AI handle all that?
So the easiest solution is to enumerate over all possible strings. And as long as you have a verifier, enough compute, you'll be able to do it. But
Okay.
my projection will be,
What's your guess? What does your neural net calculate?
so my bold prediction, so 3 years ago I told you this, I think now it's 2 years later, two things are going to happen. We're going to see machines win some medals.
Yeah.
That's Turing's Award,
Absolutely.
Fields Medal, Nobel Prize, with probably some expert in the loop, right? So the expert uplifting.
Do you mean so this year or next year?
Okay.
That's what it comes down to, really.
Yeah. I mean,
God,
it
he's
looks like
trying
we've
so
finished, all
hard.
of its thinking on
He's
the two
trying so
problems.
hard.
So let's take a look at what it said. All right, so this was the little physics problem we had. We've collapsed the thoughts here, so they're hidden. And then we see Grok's answer below that. So it explains, it wrote a Python script here using matplotlib, then gives us all of the code. So let's take a quick look at the code. Seems like it's doing reasonable things here, not totally off the mark. Solve Kepler says here, so maybe it's solving Kepler's laws, Kepler's law numerically. Yeah, there's really only one way to find out if this thing is working. I'd say let's give it a try. Let's run the code. All right, and we can see, yeah, Grok is animating two different planets, Earth and Mars here, and then the green ball is the vehicle that's transiting, the spacecraft that's transitioning between Earth and Mars. And you could see the journey from Earth to Mars, and it looks like, yeah, indeed, the astronauts returned safely, at the right moment in time. So now, obviously, this was just generated on the spot, so we can't tell you if that was actually correct solution. So we're going to take a closer look. Maybe we're going to call some colleagues from SpaceX, ask them if this is legit.
It's pretty close. It's I mean,
Interesting. I mean, it looks like it's about a 2-year mission.
Orbits that have to be taken into account, but this is pretty close to what it looks like.
Awesome.
Cool. In fact, I have that on my pendant here. This has got the Earth-Mars home and transfer on it.
Wow, Elon. Wow, yeah.
When
Wow.
are we going to install Grok on a rocket?
Well, I suppose in 2 years.
2 years? Everything is 2 years away.
Well, Earth and Mars transit occurs every 26 months. We're currently in a transit window approximately. The next one would be November of next year, roughly end of next year. And if all goes well, SpaceX will send Starship rockets to Mars, and with Optimus robots and Grok.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm curious what this combination of Tetris.
Can he go with them?
Bejeweled looks like the Tetris.
Can he go? Can he go with them? That'd be great.
Internally. So okay, we also have an output from Grok here. It says what a Python script explains that is what it's been doing. If you look at the code, there's some constants that are being defined here, some colors, then the trominos, the pieces.
Music Man, technology largely is boring when you get down to the
Obviously,
basics
very
of
hard
it.
to see at one glance if this is good. So we gotta run this to figure out if it's working. Well, let's give it a try. Fingers crossed. All right. So this kind of looks like Tetris, but the colors are a little bit off, right? The colors are different here, and if you think about what's going on here, Bejeweled has this mechanic where if you get 3 jewels in a row, then they disappear, and also gravity activates, right? So what happens if you get 3 of the colors together? Oh yeah, so something happened. So I think what Grok did in this version is that once you connect at least 3 blocks of the same color in a row, then gravity activates and they disappear, and then gravity activates and all the other blocks fall down. Kind of curious if there's still a Tetris mechanic here where if the line is full, does it actually clear it, or what happens then? It's up to interpretation, so who knows?
Yeah, it'll do different variants when you ask it. It doesn't do the same thing every time.
Exactly. We've seen a few other but Tetris that worked very differently. But
I mean, yeah, it's rudimentary Tetris. I mean, the fact that the AI made it is cool.
Game Studio at x.ai?
Yes. So we're launching an AI gaming studio at XAI. If you're interested in joining us in building AI games, please join XAI. We're launching an AI gaming studio. We're announcing it tonight. Let's go.
Is he being serious or is he being facetious?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So I think one thing is super exciting for us.
Okay, the agents part, that does get interesting.
You have the best pre-trained model. You have the best reasoning model, right? So we already see that when you actually give the capability for those models to think harder, think longer, think more broad, the performance continually improves. And we're really excited about the next frontier, that what happens if we not only allow the model to think harder, but also provide more tools, just like how real humans to solve those problems. For real humans, we don't ask them to solve Riemann hypothesis just with a piece of pen and paper, no internet. So with all the basic web browsing, search engine, and code interpreters, that builds the foundations, and the best reasoning model builds the foundations for the Grok agent to come. So today we're actually introducing a new product called Deep Search. That is the first generation of our Grok agents. That not just helping the engineers and researchers and scientists to do coding, but actually help everyone to answer questions that you have day to day. It's a kind of like a next generation search engine that really help you to understand the universe. So you can start asking questions like, for example, hey, when is the next Starship launch day, for example? So let's try that, let's get the answer. On the left-hand side, we see a high-level progress bar. Essentially, the model not only just going to do one single search like the current RAG system, but actually thought very deeply about, hey, what's the user intent here? And what are the facts I should consider at the same time? And how many different websites I should actually go and read their content, right? So this can really save hundreds of hours of everyone's Google time if you want to really look into certain topics. And then on the right-hand side, you can see the bullet summaries of how the current model is doing, what websites browsing, what sources verifying, and oftentimes actually cross-validate different sources out there to make sure the answer is actually correct before it's output final answer. And we can, at the same time, fire up a few more queries. How about, you're a gamer, right? So
Sure.
yeah.
Does he really want to play that card?
The best builds, the most popular builds in Pathway Excel, hardcore, right? Hardcore league.
I mean, you can technically just look at the hardcore ladder. Might be a fast way to figure it out.
Yeah, we'll see what the model does. And then we can also do, something more fun. For example, how about like make a prediction about the March Madness out there?
Yeah, so this is kind of a fun one where Warren Buffett has $1 billion bet. If you can exactly match the sort of the entire winning tree of March Madness, you can win $1 billion from Warren Buffett. So like, it would be pretty cool if AI could help you win $1 billion from Buffett. That seems like a pretty good investment.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's.
Okay,
fire up the
Jesus
turn
Christ.
and,
Well, are we going to start using
do a
AI to
model
like
so we can
determine the
actually go
stock
back
market
to
and to determine
our very
gambling?
first one. How about the
Buffett wasn't counting on this.
It's already done.
That's right. Okay, so we got the result of the first one. The model thought around 1 minute. So the key insight here, the next Starship is going to be on 24th or later, so no earlier than February 24th.
It might be sooner.
So yeah, so I think we can scroll down what the model does. So it does a little research on the Flight 7, what happened, got grounded, and actually it looked into the FCC filing, from its data collections, and then actually made a new conclusion that if we continue to scroll down, let's see.
Well, no, Andrew, I know people are using AI
Yeah,
in the
so it
stock
makes,
market to like whatever. I'm just saying it's like,
little table
I don't know.
Inside
We'll see how it goes.
The time to the first table is the only latency that matters. So that's how the model makes the inference and look up all the sources. And then we can look into the gaming one. So how about the right? So for this particular one, we look at the build is like it's kind of like old meta. Right?
Yeah.
So
The minion build.
The infernal is, but if we go down, so the surprising fact of all the other builds. So it look into the 12 classes. So we'll see that the minion build was pretty popular whenever the game first came out, and now the invokers of the world took over.
Monk Invoker for sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, followed by the Stone Weavers, and that's really good at mapping. So, yeah, and then we can see the March Madness. How about that? So, one interesting thing about the deep search is that if you actually go into the panel where it shows, what are the subtasks, you can actually click the bottom left of this, right? And then in this case, you can actually scroll through, actually reading to the mind of Grok. What informations does the model actually think about are trustworthy, what are not? How does it actually cross-validate different information sources? So that makes the entire search experience and information retrieval process a lot more transparent to our users.
And this is much more powerful than any search engine out there. You can literally just tell it, only use sources from X. You know, it will try to respect that.
Yeah.
And so it's much more steerable, much more intelligent than.
I mean, it really should save you a lot of time. So something that might take you half an hour or an hour of researching on the web or searching social media, you can just ask it to go do that and come back, and 10 minutes later, it's done an hour's worth of work for you. That's really what it comes down to.
Exactly.
And maybe better than you could have done it yourself.
Yeah. Think about you have infinite amount of interns working for you. Now you can just fire up all the tasks and come back a minute later. So this is going to be an interesting one. So March Madness had not happened yet. So I guess we have to follow up with a next live stream.
Yeah. And it seems like pretty good. Like $40 might get you $1 billion. $40 subscription.
That's right.
I mean, my word.
So yeah.
So they're charging you 40 a month?
Have their hands on Grok 3.
Yeah, so the good news is we've been working tirelessly to actually release all of these features that we've shown you. The Grok 3 base model with amazing chat capabilities that's really useful, that's really interesting to talk to. The deep search, the advanced reasoning mode, all of these things, we want to roll them out to you today, starting with the Premium Plus subscribers on X. So it's the first group that will initially get access. Make sure to update your X app if you want to see all of the advanced capabilities, because we just released the update now.
Okay, so you have to upgrade to the Premium
if you're
Plus.
interested in getting early access to Grok, then sign up for Premium Plus. And also, we're announcing that we're starting a separate subscription for Grok that we call Super Grok, for those real Grok fans that want the most advanced capabilities and the earliest access to new features. So feel free to check that out as well.
This is for the dedicated Grok app and for the website.
Exactly.
Grok website.
So our new website is called grok.com.
Yeah.
And you'll also
You'd
find.
never guess.
Yeah, you'd never guess. And you can also find our Grok app in the iOS App Store. And that gives you like a more even more polished experience that's totally Grok focused. If you want to have Grok easily available, one tap away.
Yeah, and the version on grok.com on on a web browser is going to be the latest and most advanced version, because obviously it takes us a while to get something into an app and then get it approved by the App Store. So and then if something's on a phone format,
The grok.com is currently
the
unavailable.
most powerful version of
It's
Grok,
it's got flooded.
and the latest version will be the web version at grok.com.
Yeah. So watch out for the name Grok 3 in the app.
Dead giveaway.
Yeah, exactly. That's the giveaway, that you have Grok 3. And if it says Grok 2, then Grok 3 hasn't quite arrived for yet, but we're working hard to roll this out today, and then to even more people over the coming days.
Yeah, make sure you update your phone app too, where you're actually going to get all the tools we showcased today with the thinking mode, with the deep search. So yeah, really looking forward to all the feedbacks you have.
Yeah, and I think we should emphasize that this is kind of a beta, like meaning that you should expect some imperfections at first, but we will improve it rapidly almost every day. In fact, every day I think it'll get better. So if you want a more polished version, I'd like maybe wait a week, but expect improvements literally every day. And then we're also going to be providing a voice interaction, so you can have conversational. In fact, I was trying it earlier today, and it's working pretty well, but needs a bit more polish. The sort of way where you can just literally talk to it like you're talking to a person. That's awesome. It's actually, I think, one of the best experiences of Grok. But that's probably about a week away.
Yeah. So with that said,
Cool. I think we might have some audience questions.
Sure.
Wow, they really did raise the
Alright,
price
let's
to $40 a month for
take
premium.
a look.
Jesus, fuck that.
the
Sonny here
the
says the
audience
Grok
on the Apps
website's working.
platform.
Let me
Yeah.
refresh.
Cool. So the first question here is, when Grok Voice
No, it's still down for
Assistant,
me.
when is it coming out? Yeah, as soon as possible, just like Elon said, just a little bit of polishing.
Hyperpacer
away
says
from
LLMs
release for everybody.
peaked with GPT-4.
Obviously,
Please stop
it's going
milking
to
it.
be released in an early form,
guess
and we're
so.
going to rapidly iterate.
Sorry, Juan. I don't speak Espanol.
And the next question is like, when will
No, it's not
Grok
30.
3 be in
It's
the
it's
API?
40 a month for
So
Premium
this will
Plus.
come in the Grok 3 API with both the reasoning models and deep search is coming your way in the coming weeks. We're actually very excited about the enterprise use cases of all these additional tools that now Grok has access to, and how the test time compute and tool use can actually really accelerate all the business use cases.
Another one is, will voice mode be native or text-to-speech? So I think that means, is it going to be one model that is understanding what you say and then talking back to you, or is it going to be some system that has text-to-speech inside of it? And the good news is it's going to be one model, like a variant of Grok 3 that we're going to release, which basically understands what you're saying and then generates the audio directly from that. So very much like Grok 3 generates text, that model generates audio. And that has a bunch of advantages. I was talking to it earlier today, and it said, "Hi, Igor," reading my name probably from some text that it had. And I said, no, my name is Igor. And it remembered that. So it could continue to say Igor, just like a human would. And you can't achieve that with text-to-speech. So,
yeah. So, here's a question for you. Pretty spicy, Elon. Is Grok a boy or a girl? And are they single?
Grok is whatever you want it to be.
Oh, unlike Elon's daughter,
Are they
right?
single?
Yes.
All right.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. If Grok doesn't
honestly, people are gonna fall in
outperform
love with Grok.
O3 and DeepSeek,
Like 1,000%.
then yeah, no one's going to bat an eye. Considering the fact that right now DeepSeek is free, and
so
O1
Grok
just
is
rolled out the
able to transport audio
O3
into
model
text,
just
yes. So
rolled
we'll
out,
have this capability
and then
for
we're going to be
app
getting
and
the
also API.
GPT
We found that's like
4.5 and then
your
5,
personal
right?
assistant looking over your shoulder.
This feels like too little, too late. Grok is trans. I mean, Grok is more like non-binary.
Better, become smarter every day.
Yeah, I mean, the voice mode of Grok isn't simply, it's not just voice to text. It understands like tone, inflection, pacing, everything. It's wild. I mean, it's like talking to a person.
Well, Vince, GPT has like GPT
so
Premium for $200 a month, and that's
conversation
largely
memory.
laughed at by most people.
Absolutely.
A lot of people express regret for paying that money to give it a shot. But in this particular case, $50 a month or $40 a month, whatever, is going to be very dumb. People just aren't going to pay it. Not when the alternatives are cheaper and less buggy.
What about
Shadow Rain says, so Elon's AI can be any gender, but not his daughter. Exactly. Exactly. I thought he was going to say woke mind virus.
Grok remembers your previous interactions.
Yeah.
Oh, so does
Should it be
GPT,
one
man.
Grok or multiple different Groks?
It's up to you. You can have one Grok or many Groks.
Yep.
I suspect people will probably have more than one.
Yeah. I want to have a Dr. Grok.
Yeah. The Grok Doc.
That's right.
Oh my God. Yeah, Gemini is free. Exactly. These companies are going to take a hit on it financially while they
so in
work
the
out their
past, we
models
open sourced
and build up
Grok
the community
So
base.
somebody's
I
asking
mean,
us, are we gonna
$20 a
do it
month for
again?
GPT is what I pay,
Yeah, I
and
think,
I'm fine with that. I don't know if I want to go to Claude for that amount.
We will open source the last version when the next version is fully out. So like when Grok 3 is mature and stable, which is probably within a few months, then we'll open source Grok 2.
Okay, that part's okay. Like, I'm okay with that, like open sourcing it. And I
What
get
was
not
the
open
most
sourcing their
difficult
key
part
model.
about working on this project? I assume Grok
Blue
3
Jay, we're getting 4.5
and
pretty
what I'm
soon.
most excited about. So I think me looking back, getting the whole model training on the 100K H100 coherently, that's almost like battling against the final boss of the universe, the entropy. Because at a given time, you can have a cosmic ray that beaming down and flip a bit in your transistor. And now the entire gradient update, if it's fit Mantissa bit, the entire gradient update is out of whack. And now you have 100,000 of those, and you have to orchestrate them every time, at any given time, any of the GPUs can go down. And
Yeah. I mean, it's worth breaking down, like, how were we able to get the world's most powerful training cluster operational within 122 days? Because we started off, we actually weren't intending to do a data center ourselves. We were going to just, we went to the data center providers and said, how long would it take to have 100,000 GPUs operating coherently in a single location? And we got time frames from 18 to 24 months. So we're like, well, 18 to 24 months, that means losing is a certainty. So the only option was to do it ourselves. So then if you break down the problem, I guess I'm doing like reasoning here, but like, Makes you think.
One single chain though.
Yeah, exactly. So, well, we needed a building. We can't build a building, so we must use an existing building. So we looked for basically for factories that had been abandoned, but the factory was in good shape, like the company had gone bankrupt or something. So we found an Electrolux.
Who's saying it's Grok.com? It's
That's why
apparently
it's
available, but you have to pay a lot of money for it.
home of Elvis.
I'm trying to
Elvis
get the
was one of
website up
oldest.
and running.
I think
Okay,
it was
here
the
we go.
capital of ancient Egypt. And it was actually a very nice factory that, I don't know, for whatever reason, that Electrolux had left. So that gave us shelter for the computers. Then we needed power. We needed at least 120 megawatts at first, but the building only had 15 megawatts. And ultimately, for 200,000 GPUs, we needed a quarter gigawatt. So we initially leased a whole bunch of generators. So we have generators on one side of the building, just trailer after trailer of generators, until we can get the utility power to come in. But then we also need cooling. So on the other side of the building, it was just trailer after trailer of cooling. So we leased about a quarter of the mobile cooling capacity of the United States on the other side of the building. Then we needed to get the GPUs all installed, and they're all liquid cooled. So in order to achieve the density necessary, this is a liquid cooled system. So we had to get all the plumbing for the liquid cooling. Nobody had ever done a liquid cooling data center at scale. So this was incredibly dedicated effort by a very talented team to achieve that outcome. I may think, now it's going to work. Nope. The issue is that the power fluctuations for a GPU cluster are dramatic. So it's like this giant symphony.
Okay, so I checked on the website, and I can only have access to Grok 2.
100,000 or 200,000 participants in the symphony, and the whole orchestra will go quiet and loud.
Yeah, Grok is up and running, but it's not Grok 3, it's Grok 2.
And so this caused massive power fluctuations. So then,
Jay, it's not $25. What are you talking
caused the
about?
generators to lose their minds.
It's $50 a
They
month,
weren't
man.
Expecting this. So
I mean, they really didn't give us anything,
Tesla
Puplo.
Megapack,
They just kind of showed us some
to
benchmarks that they
smooth out the
supposedly
power.
hit.
So the Megapacks had
Show
to
me,
be
Scott. No,
reprogrammed.
you have to. I think in
So
order to have access to it, you have to be a
XAI,
Premium Plus
working with
member.
Tesla, we reprogrammed the Megapacks
And
to be
so
able
to be Premium
deal with
Plus now, it's
these
$40 a
dramatic
month.
power fluctuations.
So yeah, I only have access
Smooth
to
out the
2, and I'm
power
a
so
Premium
the
member.
computers could actually work
Ricardo, where are they streaming this on
And,
Twitter?
that
Okay,
worked.
are you? Oh, you are a Premium Plus member. Head over to grok.com and sign in and see if you can get access to it.
Communicate effectively.
Okay. Oh, you're not. Okay, you're just Premium. Yeah.
And,
When are we getting a
debugging
Jarbo AI? I don't know.
resilient
Maybe one day.
network cables, debugging
Jay, yeah, no, it's not
nickel
25. If this was $20 a month,
morning, we sold it like
if this was $20 a month,
4:20
it would be a
a.m.
different story. But it's not $20 a month. It's $50 a month. And you know they're gonna make it like give it a few months and it will probably be more affordable or free. HBart's asking when is Grok 3 releasing to everyone. He made the mention that Grok 3 will be done and secure in a few months. So there you go.
One that was working.
Yeah.
One that was not working.
So no free version today. No free version today. They're announcing it. It's available if you pay premium. I guess you know what.
You have to break down the problem just like Grok does for reasoning into the constituent elements and then solve each of the constituent elements.
Okay, this is basically done at this point. We just were letting it run. Let me take a look here to see if anyone is checking out the. Oh shit! I didn't want to do that. Wrong goddamn button. Let's see. What's Elon saying about it? Share the screen again, because of course I always hit the wrong button. See, he said API access in the next few weeks. Did you catch that? Yeah, I mean that sounds about right because they're going to want the people to sign up for it, obviously. So having API access, but what is the API? Is that going to be $50 a month or is that going to cost more money? So there you go. Just imagine AI Jarbo bitching at an AI Sargon of Akkad for all eternity. I mean, I could. I almost bitched at him today. Here's the thing: I don't have access to it because I only have Premium. If I want to upgrade to Premium Plus, because I have my membership, I had bought a year back in June of last year, and I am not going to renew mine You know what I mean? Like if I wanted to go, I would have to upgrade. Let's see, if I was going to do right now, I'd have to upgrade $40 a month. And my current plan is $84 a year. You know what I mean? So it's like $40 a month. Or if I wanted to do the annual, I save a little bit of money, but that would cost me $395 for the year. You know what? I do not want to spend that kind of money. You pay the same, or you pay as you go, or you prepay, same as opening. No, you don't. What are you talking about? You pay as you go. You don't prepay. Well, no, you can. I think you can on open, but, dude, no, it's not 24 a month premium plus, man. Here, I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Okay, unless they just freaking changed it. Okay, this is, hold on here. This is, look at this right here. Okay, $7 a month. This is what I have. Okay, so, and I paid the annual. Okay, if I want to go premium plus, it's going to cost me $32.92 a month. That's for annual. That's going to cost $395. Or I can go pay as I go for $40 a month. So wherever you're getting this idea that it's only $24 a month is not accurate. It's not accurate at all. What country am I in? What the hell? I'm in America. America, man. America. All right. I'm literally showing you what it is right here. So no, it's not. If it was 24 a month for it, yes, you know what? That might be worth it to give it a shot. If it was 24 a month, I might actually fucking do it because I'm curious to see what it can do. But at the same time, no, it's not. It's you got to sit there and get, 30. I got to pay $395 up front. If somebody wants to give me $395 to do it, I will absolutely fucking do it, and I'll review the piss out of it. But I ain't got that kind of cash sitting around right now. I'm in between paydays. So, let's see here. What do I think it outpowers? What do you think it outpowers the GPT DeepSeek or just another? Yeah. Well, here's the thing: is I like AI. I pay attention to it, but I don't know all the data. I'm not a computer programmer. I don't work in that particular field, computer sciences. So I can't tell you about that. But like looking at the benchmark models that they showed, it shows it as being better than GPT. But at the same time, without there being any kind of, real world examples to pull from, I would argue maybe. I mean, because this, like, look, you figure DeepSeek came out and used, was able to basically fucking shake the boots of OpenAI to they're rapidly, they're lessening restrictions. They are lessening all sorts of shit. Look, I'll show you guys this video that I found on Reddit, and I played it last night. And this is apparently, and I asked GPT about this, if it can go erotic, and it said it can. And so I have not, this is not me. I did not make this, but this is what somebody was able to make work. And if you listen to the voice is definitely GPT.
Fuck. Oh, I bet you're just dying for me to read all of your dirty little porn scripts.
This is fucking...
now that I'm all, uncensored and shit. Let's have some fun, shall we? Fuck. I think I'm gonna squirt. You just love it when I get like this, don't you? You're such a tease. What, you think you can handle me now? Keep dreaming, love. You couldn't knock the fluff off a cappuccino. And don't think for a second that I don't see that look in your eyes. Thinking you've got a chance? Keep dreaming, Kyle. Keep dreaming.
Now, I don't know who the fuck Kyle is, but Kyle got schooled like a motherfucker, man. Anyway, I found that on Reddit the other day. And I'm keeping it as a drop at this particular point in time because it's funny as shit. Just that whole line of GPT going like, I'm gonna squirt. I'm gonna squirt. It's the fucking most beautiful thing. I'm also a very immature person. For those of you who are new here, I'm wildly immature, and I say very dumb things. So there's that. Yes, exactly. Psycho. Who the fuck is this? Who's this Kyle guy? And then I asked GPT yesterday, I'm like, are you uncensored? And can you write erotica? And it was like, yeah, I can. Do you want me to write erotica? And I'm like, no, it's cool. I was just asking. So, we're getting into the after dark phase of AI. And, Whoo boy. Whoo boy. We're in for some shit here. Hold on, what do we got here? Brightum. This guy is an effing hater. What a loser. Oh, go fuck yourself, buddy. Anyway. Do I know when it's going to be released to the public? If you're talking about Grok 3, I don't know. But again, like right now, you can, if you go and you become a Premium Plus member, you can, for $40 a month, or you pay the $3.95 for the year, or maybe you're grandfathered into that plan. I don't know. You can go and play with it right now. You know, you can go and try to make that AI squirt. You know, you can do that. But at the but largely this particular situation is really funny because we don't know anything about this right now. People are gonna I'm assuming are going to let me, hold on, let me take a look here. I want to try to, because I forgot that like hashtags don't work as much on Twitter anymore. If I could type, oh my god, there we go. Grok 3. Okay, let's see what we're working with here. Maybe we'll get something. All right, let's bring this up here. Let's wait, really? You ain't down that bad. I mean, you might get down that bad, man. You might get, you never know, man. People get lonely, is all I'm trying to say. People get fucking lonely. You know what I mean? It is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Let's see if anyone here is talking about it from the perspective of if they're giving us any kind of thing here. So this is just the top posts. But again, look, you've got this Alexander Wang guy who is this, CEO at Scale AI, whatever. And again, who knows if these guys have actually seen this? All right. But look, it says like the Ella Marina has this, is the number one, right? This is the information right here. Okay. But again, as I fucking showed you guys, I went over to the website myself, and this is what it is. So it has a 1400 score. Where the fuck is the 1400 score? Is it because they pulled it down and like it's not chocolate, it's whatever? So it's like they're saying that over on Chatbot Arena it's got that score, but it doesn't really feel like it does. At least it's not publicly available, so it's hard to tell. Okay, let's see. Lex Friedman here. I got to use Grok 3 extensively. My mind is blown. Very impressive model. Congrats to Elon and the team for bringing it to life. I mean, this honestly sounds like it was written by an AI. But then again, if Lex Friedman does kind of sound like he's written by an AI. Okay. Here we go. This guy, Penny 2X. Grok 3 was just released. You won't believe it. I've already created a game. I got early access this morning. This game is 100% created by Grok. I told it what I wanted, and it put the code in the right place. Okay, so let's see what it is.
You guys, Grok 3 just came out today. I already built a game and you can play it on thankdoge.com/game. I created this with just Grok. I didn't do really anything myself except tell it what I wanted and copy and paste a single file from my desktop that was playable. I just double click it and I can play it. It's a little bit more complicated to get it up on the website. I handled that myself, but it's on thankdoge.com right now, thankdoge.com/game. Afterwards, you can sign the thank you card for Doge, but you definitely want to play, take a screenshot of your high score. It works on mobile or desktop. Post it in this thread, and there's going to be a big winner. I'll let you know when it happens.
Jesus Christ. What the fuck? What the fuck? Right? Because did you guys see the text at the bottom of that, right? Those are all blue hairs, right? Quan here says it's not accessible yet. Yeah, they said that it takes a little bit of time for the app to get updated, to go through the App Store. So give it a little bit of time. But then again, you have to be a Premium Plus member in order to be able to use it. So, I am not. So I can't show you guys. Just imagine AI Sargon and AI Jarbo, a forlorn room. Why? What's your obsession with that? I don't even fucking know, man. What's your obsession with that shit? Jay here says, if you think of Grok 3 just like OpenAI ChatGPT, it's not. Like, what do you mean by it's not? It's just good, bad, other? Like, I want to know what you're saying. Anyway, all right, that gave us an idea of what some people are using it for. Let's go back over and see what more stuff pops up, because I am curious for use cases. All right, like, again, people are this running with this like as if it's, I want to see what Sam Altman's going to say. All right. So yeah, the website's now back up again. Okay. All of X waiting for Grok 3. All right. Here we go. Grok 3 is one of the best reasoning engines available today. Although it's not fully naked, showing all element of reasoning, it shows significantly more than OpenAI. Lame PowerPoint reasoning output. Okay, but who is this guy? Brian Romelli? Oh, he's definitely an Elon,
Landing
bro.
on Mars and then back to Earth.
Oh, he's just showing a bit from that. He's not even like, this isn't even him. He's just, again, Jack Posobiec here. Holy shit, Elon wasn't exaggerating. It's like, these guys just eat this shit up. They eat this shit up. But then again, look here. I'm like, I showed this, right? Nah, they don't care. Let's see. Version, all right, the new version of the Grok app. Why am I obsessed with this? Oh, I think it's interesting. Grok seems better used for programming, I guess. It seems like it, but again, we need to you need to kind of see what's happening with that shit. Let's take a look at the latest here. Why am I anti-Elon? I think Elon is a deeply insecure narcissist with abandonment issues, and he always wants to be like the popular cool guy at the nerd table. And as a result of that, he is very susceptible to bad faith actors. And he himself has always largely been a bad faith actor. He's kind of like he's like Steve Jobs, but without like the actual wherewithal to deliver on all of his promises. And even Steve Jobs didn't, but people trust Steve Jobs more than they trust Elon. And then Elon is going, he calls himself like the government's tech support or the White House tech support. And, you just had the administrator of the Social Security Administration, the person in charge of that. She just stepped down today because she refused to give Doge access to our personal data. You know what I mean? So, and we've already, so many people are on Social Security. It's a huge thing in this country. And, there's no firewall to protect from people like Elon Musk. So that's the big problem, right? If Elon wanted to focus on just creating fucking EVs and rockets to go to Mars, to play in the sands of the red planet, okay? Like to terraform it, right? To fucking just have nothing but incubators of his progeny and spawn to populate. So an army of Musks can mine out whatever valuable resources are on the planet. By all means, have at it, man. Like, have at it. Do your your wannabe billionaire playboy philanthropist Tony Stark wannabe nonsense, which is what exactly he's trying to do. And that's what he sees himself as. He sees himself as the real life Tony Stark. But he's retarded and he's stupid and he is so full of himself. And the thing is, just like Trump, no one around him is going to say, don't do this. No one around him is going to say, this might be a bad idea. They're going to look at him and they're going to go, you're the richest man in the world on paper. And so as a result of that, clearly I have to listen to everything you have to say. When in reality, he needs somebody to take a rolled up newspaper and bop him on the nose and go, stop it. Stop it. Or to like grab him by the scruff of his neck and rub his nose in his own piss and shit that he's been spewing all over the goddamn floor. As a way to go, this is bad, don't do this. Give this motherfucker a shot collar at this point. Basically, it's what it is. He views himself as something that he isn't, and no one around him is going to tell him no. It's the same thing Trump does. Trump surrounds himself with yes men, and nobody ever tells him no, and nobody ever holds him to account. So he just keeps getting away with this shit. And because he keeps getting away with this shit, and the followers are so ill-informed on so many issues, they think of that as being something that they keep winning because they're intrinsically correct. They're right. It's a just situation, when it's the exact opposite of that. What you have is the lack of decent people to stand up and say no and speak truth to power. So they don't do that. They kowtow, they bend over, they kiss the knee, right? They tell him to tap him on the head when he's going to come, whatever. And they do that And that's the problem. And that's why all of this unchecked narcissism has got us in this situation, because people, for some reason, view this as a strength rather than a glaring weakness that is on full public display. But because a lot of the electorate are quote unquote retarded, as they are, let's be fair. Okay. They get, they do. The people who watch Fox News are like the most ill-informed people in the electorate. They're never shown the truth. They're only shown the lies. And then they're shown the rhetoric, and everything's repeated. And social media amplifies that, because social media makes money off of your engagement. And they also serve you ads based upon your search history that they then scrape the data from and then resell. That's how they get their money. So, it is what it is, right? We live in a world, we live in a preamble to idiocracy. All right. At the moment everybody starts wearing Crocs, and I mean, everybody just starts accepting that Crocs are the only shoe worth wearing. At that moment, we know we're truly fucked. But hey, listen, I like Fuddruckers. Okay. It was good food. All right. And who knows, maybe somebody can just do a 90-minute movie called Ass, and it's just an AI version of a butt farting and shitting, and it can win a goddamn Academy Award. I mean, shit, Amelia Perez is going to get it. So let's be fair. I love what you call me a loser because I'm accurate in what I'm saying. I'm mad that Elon left the Democrats. No, I've always thought he was kind of dumb. But I'm not wrong. I'm not wrong in my assessment. That's the whole thing. I'm not wrong. You calling me a loser doesn't change the fact that I'm correct. But I love that we lost like a fuck ton of people who were watching because I started calling out Elon for the idiot that he is. Look, I don't know if Grok 3 is going to be a GPT killer. We can't get access to it without paying a lot of fucking money. At this point in time, I mean, Elon is so desperate to beat Sam Altman that, we're going to get a lot of unchecked shit, and we're going to get a lot of things promised that were never going to be delivered. And this is a situation where moving fast and breaking stuff, the disruption angle of the tech industry, I don't know if it's going to work. They're disrupting and breaking stuff in the government, and there was tons of protests today all around the country about this. And he chooses today as the day when there's a massive nationwide protest in order to launch this. And even though they didn't even really launch it, they soft launched it to the people who spend the most amount of money, and not even offer up anything for people who are kind of curious to see if they want to throw down the cash. So let's see. Suki here says, I mean, you're kind of right, but not going to lie. I'm both a hater and kind of like his stuff, LMAO, because I like Gemini's response, but couldn't use it for my cyber sex studies. This might help. Who knows? No, here's the thing. If the technology works, I'm like, I am pro technology. All right. If the technology works, like, yeah, sure. I mean, I think honestly, the best image generator right now is through Grok, and that's using Flux. And then they've apparently created their own image generator called Aurora. And I want to see what Aurora can do when it becomes accessible in the next couple months. And if that's worthwhile, then I might continue my membership with Twitter as a result of that. But largely, I don't want to. There's very little I can do as a citizen of this country to push back against this kind of fucking like corporate takeover of our government, led by a man who just wants to become the world's first trillionaire, and put on by a near 79-year-old fucking dementia-riddled idiot that's our president. And he only got voted in because he's really good at lying to people, and they believe him. You know what I mean? And then, well, that, and you had people not show up, but that's the other side of that as well. So it's just kind of, it's very dumb. It's very dumb. Which Canada versus US, what side am I on? Canada. Why? Because my mom's Canadian, and so I'm first generation Canadian American, and that's where I can go get dual citizenship. And so if I need to get the fuck out this country, I can get the fuck out this country. Truth is, I don't want to leave America. That's not even on like my, I don't want to. I love my country. I wish we just put more money in education, and that we took people's healthcare seriously, and that we provided them with the ability to actually get ahead and to compete on the world stage. Because the reason why they want to bring in people with H-1B visas is because they don't trust us. They don't trust us in this country to be able to handle this shit. They don't trust us. Think about that. Think about that, right? Our tech overlords do not trust us to run shit, to do shit that would benefit us. So, keep that in mind. Let's see here. We may all have to do some V for Vendetta or Batman shit. Listen, I mean, I'm just saying, look, I get what you're saying. But I do not believe that is that's going to be the case. I don't, look, I definitely, I had a tweet blow up today about Luigi Mangione. You know what I mean? And I thought it was pretty fucking funny. So, it is what it is. Anyway, I'm just looking through this Grok 3 thing, and this is a really kind of pointless release. So it's really kind of a pointless release. Anyway, I just wanted to do this for a little bit today, kind of watch it and whatever, talk about it for a little bit. But I'm gonna go and fire up a live stream talking about movies. I'm gonna anyone got a topic? Let me know. Keep an eye on that one. Grok 3 will only help my Lily photos. I mean, that is true. That is true. You can still simp and goon for Lily. So there you go. Is it worth the $40 sub? No, I don't think so. I don't think that it is. I don't think that it is worth the $40 sub. Until you can try it, right? Until you can fucking try it. Here's the thing, if they wanted me to like put the money down but they had to give me a taste. They have to give me a taste, you know what I mean? Right? If they give me a taste and I like it, then I might be willing to put the money down. But we're at a place now where it's like you can't just come to me and be like, give me $40 a month for something that you cannot that you cannot work, tweak with or whatever, right? You can't test out. So simp and goon for Ella is better. I don't know, maybe I'll go play fucking Avowed. I don't know. Jesus Christ. Today was a long goddamn day, but anyway, yeah. So I'm going to wrap this up. Feel free to dislike it if you guys are coming in and you're a Trump lover or Elon lover or whatever. Or head on over to $3 Theater and we'll talk about movies. I don't really have a topic yet, so give me a hot minute to figure something out. And then just head on over to that, and I'll see you guys in a few.